Okay, welcome back. So we've had quite the episode. We've met Sut, our new co-presenter, who I think's a lot better than Ben, frankly. Much better, much more of use. Yeah, if you listen, Ben.
He's certainly quieter.
Right, we've probably got another 5-10 minutes. Any other stories that piqued your interest this week, James?
Well, there was the compensation for the ghost flights, Adam,
yes,
that got signed off. Would you want to tell us a bit more about that?
So, effectively what happened, I think it was back in April, May, Qantas and the ACCC kind of came to an agreement, which was that Qantas would pay in total $120 million, which one would be across a fine and also compensation for those people affected. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, the so-called ghost flight scandal was this idea that Qantas was selling tickets to flights that had already been cancelled. And the ACCC's initial allegation was that they should have known about it. It was potentially being done on purpose, and they went in there and effectively kind of prosecuted them for this. Before this got to the stage where it got to court, they kind of struck this deal where effectively Qantas admitted that, yes, this did happen. We should have known about it. We should have stopped it. But also the ACCC kind of stopped short of accusing them of this being a deliberate thing. So one of the things that subsequently emerged is that there were individual managers that knew about little pieces of the puzzle, but nobody knew the kind of full picture. And effectively, you could argue if you were being mean-spirited, this was incompetence. Qantas would argue that in that kind of post-COVID era, it was chaos. You know, this is one of the things that slipped through. But nonetheless, this kind of compensation deal has been signed off. Now, off the top of my head, this will work out that if you were a domestic passenger that was affected, you will get $250. If you were an international a ticket holder, you will get $450. But crucially as well, you will get reimbursed for any additional expenses you may have been incurred. So, for instance, if you booked, a hire car, if you booked a hotel, you will be due compensation. $120 million is an enormous amount for Qantas to have to pay. And so one of the parts of this is, one, to fine them and to punish them, two, to help those ticket holders.
Bring them all in the darkness, bind them, yes.
Yeah. But also to act as a kind of, not as an disincentive, to other airlines or other businesses not to try anything similar. But nonetheless, this was agreed by the ACCC, but it was only the last couple of days that it's actually been formally signed off. And what that means for passengers affected is that you will very soon start getting this money into your account.